And welcome into the Dynasty Rewind, everybody. I'm your host, Michael Bauer. Hopefully everyone's week one went good. Nate is having a great time tonight, so I'd like to say hi to him first. How you doing, Nate?
Yo, what's up? I'm good.
Good. Chev, how are you tonight?
Hanging in there, boys. What's up, boys?
Not much. Porkman, how are we tonight?
I'm great as always.
All right. So what we're going to be doing tonight, rest of the season, every Tuesday night, probably around this time, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, depending on all of our schedules. Just hitting you up with some waiver wire knowledge. Obviously, this is more redraft focused. I think I could say that most of these guys we're not going to be stashing for Dynasty long term, although you could always find that next Damian Williams. You never know. But real quick, I know everybody plays DraftKings, but hey, listen, we are partnering with Thrive Fantasy, okay? So let me talk to you about Thrive Fantasy. Pop up on, you could use the hashtag prop up on Thrive Fantasy this season, or pound sign, whatever you want to call it. Thrive Fantasy is a daily fantasy sports app for player props. They have eliminated the need to do countless hours of research because they only ask you about the top tier athletes in a respective sport. You could choose 10 out of the 20 player prop options to build your lineup. Each prop has a fantasy point total associated with the over or under based on its likelihood to occur. The more points the selection is worth, the riskier it is. Rack up the most points to win a share of the prize pool. Thrive has awarded over $1.4 million in prizes since launching in 2018 and has $50,000 guaranteed in prizes for NFL Week 1 and 2. So use the promo code REWIND20 when you sign up today, and you will receive an instant $20 bonus on your first deposit of $20 or more. That's free money, everybody. Just use it. So download Thrive Fantasy on the App Store or Play Store by visiting their website, www.thrivefantasy.com. Sign up and hashtag prop up today. So definitely check it out. I checked this site out a little bit, and I will tell you, I wish I had more time to spend on it because it's freaking fantastic. Personally, I think it's a little sharper looking than DraftKings, dare I say. So hats off to the developers in there. Just want to say welcome in to our good friend Oklahoma Doug. Doug, how you doing today? I did see on Facebook that you were fixing your truck. Also, you and I have the same truck, essentially, Chevy Silverado. So good job, Doug. I also want to say hi to my lovely wife, Jenna. She's saying hi to us. And Shane is saying, hold on, where is he? Redraft is like shooting fish in a barrel with a effing bazooka. So that it is. And also, Dusty Lund from over there at Drinking and Talking Fantasy, another fantastic podcast. Make sure you go check him and Jake Trowbridge out. Great guys. I was on their podcast. They were on ours. Fantastic guys. Check them out. And hey, while you're here, hit me up. Buy a hoodie. Pre-orders till October 1st, $35. And that is including shipping in the continental United States. If you're anywhere else, you're SOL. But talk to me. We'll make it happen. So let's talk some waiver wire pickups. Well, obviously, we had some guys get hurt, unfortunately, and the news came out today that looks like Michael Thomas is going to be out. Am I hearing possibly up to 7 weeks? Did you guys hear that as well?
Yeah, I saw several weeks. So
okay, several weeks.
I think they know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's tough. I know his first game wasn't anything fantastic. Do you guys have anybody on the Saints aside from
Traquan Smith?
Is it finally Traquan Smith?
It's finally Traquan Smith season. He had more snaps than Emmanuel Sanders week 1, so it might actually be finally Traquan Smith season.
It might be Traquan Smith season out of necessity, but Traquan Smith season nonetheless. Just out of curiosity, if you have him in Dynasty, you're going to roll him out, or are you just going to try to sell him just in case he tanks?
I'm going to wait at least a week or two and see if he does anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Let him ball out a little bit.
Another deep dive. I think Deontay Harris. He's like their punt returner. He was a Pro Bowler punt returner last year, I believe. They like him. He's not really like your prototypical wide receiver. He's really small. So I'm not sure how he fits in that offense, but he might be worth just stashing just to see what happens.
And especially in Scott Fishbowl, where they count return points or points for return touchdowns. So definitely a good stash there. All right. So Nate, that was a good one by you. Chev, do you have any waiver ads that you want to talk about? I have a list here, but some of these might be a little more obvious than others. I don't know if you had anybody in front of you.
Yeah, I'm going to try to stay away from the obvious ones. I think we all know Naheem Hines is going to be a guy that stays there, and he's going to get those touches. I mean, there were 17 passes just to the backfield alone Now you just take away Mac out of there, then it's just going to be more and more for him. So good for him. I'm going to go with some guy that played Monday night, and I don't think he's really rostered on a lot of teams right now, and that's going to be Corey Davis. Corey Davis was used heavily on those play action passes, and it really opened up a lot of holes for him. I noticed this is 4th year of him kind of trying to find his way like that Devontae Parker type. But I'm going to go with old Corey Davis. I think he made some really nice contested catches and some plays on the sidelines that even got reviewed. That was a really nice catch. So I'm rolling with him. It looks like I might be lagging a little bit. Sorry if that's true.
No, you're actually
good.
you're perfect, Chev. So just like Traquan Smith, it looks like it's finally Corey Davis season as well. That 5th-year breakout is real. Porkman, how about you? You got anybody?
Yeah, I got one. We were talking about him a little bit this year, and it's got to be Josh Kelly. It was just so crazy watching how many carries he was getting with Eckler back there. But it was just one thing we were talking about before is that Eckler still going to get all those catches with PPR, and Tyrod Taylor wasn't it. He was just trying to throw the ball downfield to Michael Williams all day. It was like, okay, you're going to do something else. But when they were running the ball, it was just all Josh Kelly up the middle, red zone, in between the 20s as well. So you might have to fire him up. Might be the next Melvin Gordon. Not the next Melvin Gordon, but just in that system. I'll go for him all day.
So real quick, just want to touch on that. I do have some rostering percentages. He's rostered in only 11.3% of ESPN leagues and 13% of Yahoo leagues. Those are your big redraft ones. I don't know if you could find that on Sleeper or not. And also, Chev, to touch on, you said, Nyheim Hines is an obvious one, but he is only rostered in 34.2% of ESPN leagues and 21% of Yahoo leagues. So there's a good chance you throw a couple bucks on him, and I think Nyheim Hines, especially now with Marlon Mack out. Also, everybody, just want to say real quick, if you're doing injury victory laps on Twitter, stop. Don't be that guy. Marlon Mack gets hurt. James Conner gets hurt. Come on. Be better. Don't be that guy or girl, I should say. Saw it last night when James Conner sprained his ankle, which looks like he might not play next week. So Benny Snell, I don't have his stats in front of me or his percent ownership. He could definitely be a good waiver wire pickup. Now in Dynasty, obviously, you probably have him rostered somewhere, but I would say in redraft leagues, he might not be someone that you have. Hey, we got a question right here. Let's go to this real quick. This is, I'm going to butcher this and I'm going to apologize. Fantasy Yesy, I hope that's right. How do you feel about starting Hines and Taylor in a double flex half point PPR?
I can play both.
Why
Looks
not?
like they're going against the Vikings, and the Vikings defense is not good.
Roll them out.
So this week, I would say I'm good with that.
Yeah. And how about Jonathan Taylor all of a sudden being the receiving back that we never thought that he was?
I mean, I think we all knew in that offense the ball was going to get thrown to the running backs. I don't think we knew who was going to go to, but I mean, it just showed 17 passes to the running backs.
He threw it to all of them. Freaking Mac was getting catches too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Apparently, he said he couldn't catch. So
yeah,
it's Rivers.
Okay, so let's see. All right, Porkman, you got anybody else? We'll just go back around here then.
I'd go with James Robinson as well. Chris Thompson got no time. So they pretty much told him, hey, James Robinson, you're the guy getting all the carries. I believe he had like 50 yards in the first half, but I think they had to throw the ball in the second half some more. But he still looked good in those carries, running inside and outside all night. So he might be the guy that we were talking about. We just watch and see when Ozigbo comes back from IR, see how they might put him in, or Raquel Armstead as well. But right now, try to gas up James Robinson. Nobody else is getting the ball.
True. Shane Manila says Rivers is terrible. Dude can't throw deeper than 3 yards. He can throw something deep, but his wife would have to attest for that. And Joey wants to say Snell over Brown and Hines. I'm gonna guess Malcolm Brown. Maybe is that the
not
Brown
over Hines? If
yeah,
it's PPR, it can't. That's not it.
Yeah,
Brown
I would say
maybe.
Yeah, if it is Malcolm Brown, but that being said, if James Conner is out, I don't think there's as much competition for Benny Snell.
So after James Conner went down with an injury, the snaps were actually just about split between Snell and Samuels.
Oh, Jalen Samuels is still a
Yes,
thing.
but
Yeah.
Snell is going to get all the carries, and Samuels is going to get all the targets.
Good
So
third.
just grabbing one part of the rushing game. Before James Conner went down, I mean, the guy played like one half, and he already had like I think 4 or 5 targets. He was going to be used in the passing game. So the problem is with Snell and Jalen Samuels is you're only getting one part of that offense. Neither one of them are going to have a crossover.
Okay.
And with Malcolm Brown as well, he was also getting targeted as well during the game, which was kind of confusing to me because he really didn't have the aspect in his game last year in week 1. They were just grounding and pounding him and putting Gurley in later. So if Malcolm Brown can hold on to that job, hold Akers off, which probably won't happen because he's a younger guy, but if Malcolm Brown just keeps playing like he did yesterday, he might be able to continue to get all those carries.
Yeah. Nate, did you have anyone else for us?
Yeah, of course. So how can I not talk about Laviska Shenault?
Mm-hmm.
This guy is rostered in 6.7% of ESPN leagues. What are people doing? He's went into the season as like the bona fide wide receiver 2 in that offense, and they used him in the Wildcat. They used him on wheel routes out of the backfield. They're using them everywhere. They're just trying to get in the ball, and it worked out. Like, he had a touchdown. He was fantasy relevant week 1. It's going to continue. The passing volume wasn't even what we expected week 1, and he still had enough targets to make points. So I mean, I think Gardner Minshew only threw the ball like 20-something times, like low 20s.
Yeah,
so,
he's just 19 for 20.
Yeah, that's not what we're going to see this year. There's no way that continues. So, I mean, once he starts throwing the ball 30, 35 times, there's a lot of targets there. They're going to go to Laviska and DJ Chark. And it's really a teardrop off after those 2 guys.
Okay. Chev, you got anybody else for us?
Yeah, and I would even throw Scotty Miller in there as well for Tampa Bay. I mean, he had a pretty nice little chemistry with Tom Brady. I really liked what he was doing in that offense. That offense could change a little bit once Mike Evans gets healthy. But I think Scotty Miller has a little role with that offense. He's a guy that's going to be low on your bench. He's not going to be somebody you're probably throwing out there right off the bat. But he's a guy that I would definitely keep an eye on. You can probably get him super cheap. Probably not going to cost you much fab. So that Scotty Miller is somebody I would definitely be watching.
Yeah, I like that. He looked pretty good. So this might be a little bit of a stretch, and this is obviously going to be if he's healthy or not. Le'Veon Bell is going on IR for 3 weeks, so fire up LaMichael Pirine if you can grab him. If he's healthy and he's ready to play, I think he's going to be their lead back. Frank Gore. What was he, like 17 for 37, some junk like that?
Same old junk.
Yeah, but I mean, Piran's good enough. He's elusive enough. He's everything that Frank Gore isn't. He's only rostered in 1.1% of ESPN leagues and 1% of Yahoo leagues. So you have a really, really good shot to get him. I'd say that's pretty cut and dry. So just anybody have anything else that you want to throw in? Just go ahead and throw them out.
I have a guy who's rostered in even less leagues than LaMichael Pirine.
I think I might know who it is, but go ahead.
Logan Thomas.
Bingo. That was my next guy. Go for it.
Logan Thomas saw 8 targets, 5 of them on 3rd down. He led the team in air yards. The guy is the new safety blanket for Dwayne Haskins. With McLaurin being outside, he was covered. I think it was Darius Slay was covering him. So
most of the game he was covering him, yeah.
And he did a pretty good job of shutting McLaurin down. He didn't make any noise really. So even if McLaurin is having a good game, the targets will still be there for Logan Thomas in the middle of the field. So he's a great pickup in a tight end premium 2 tight end league. Not sure if he's going to be at a high enough level throughout the season to be your starter just regularly compared to like a Jonnu Smith or a Chris Herndon. I'd probably rather have one of those guys. But some people are calling him the next Darren Waller because he's super athletic. Who knows?
It's one of those things where if you were banking on Blake Jarwin this season and his breakout, he tore his ACL, and that's a shame. Is there anybody? I don't even know if there's anybody in Dallas who the next guy up is. To be honest with you.
Dalton Schultz.
Okay, but it's funny you said that Logan Thomas led the team in air yards. He had 4 catches for 37 yards and a touchdown. So It's just crazy. So from that same game, another guy I have is if Miles Sanders is still not ready to go. Boston Scott left with an undisclosed injury. I don't know if anybody heard anything on Boston Scott today. I haven't heard anything.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he came back in the game yesterday.
Did he? Because
I believe so. He looked bad, but it looked like he came back.
Because he looked good in the first half, but if those guys aren't good to go, Corey Clement's going to be the next guy up. He's rostered in 4.7% of ESPN leagues and 2% of Yahoo leagues. So, and again, like I said, guys, these are all guys that you can just grab cheap, spot start if you need to. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you that Corey Clement or LaMichael Piron is going to win you your week, but some points are better than nothing. Does anybody have anything else?
In dynasty leagues, it might be worth picking up Jason Huntley.
Yeah,
he did get one carry, I believe. But if Boston Scott misses time, then Huntley will definitely see a couple opportunities, a couple touches.
Yeah, that carry that he had too. I don't know what's up with these undershirts that these guys are wearing, but he's like 5 yards away from the defender, and the shirt is just like stretched all the way out. The dude's just holding on to it. I'm like, what are they making these shirts out of down here? So,
yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Fun. Yeah, but Jason Huntley was a 5th-round pick by the Detroit Lions, and he got cut. Yeah, so he's got talent.
Apparently, the Eagles wanted him around that time, and they took him. So
yeah. Also, can we calm down about DeAndre Swift? Like, everyone,
that was my favorite player of week 1.
I figured Chev loved that one.
We're 20 seconds left in the game. My boy DeAndre Swift goes out there and drops a touchdown pass to seal the deal.
That hurt.
Embarrassing. I'm sitting in Panera, man, just about to eat a sandwich, jalapeno bacon crunch or something like that. And boy, if I am sitting at the table, silent as could be, and then the game's on, I start screaming. Melissa gets so pissed at me. She's like, shut up. I'm like, no, he dropped the touchdown. So
he made us lose our dynasty owner matchup this week from that drop.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, real life over fantasy, man.
Hey,
I feel bad for the guy though.
I think this is a good time to go and get yourself some DeAndre Swift. Because you look at the box score, it's terrible. You see that play, it's terrible. But he actually led all the running backs in snaps. And he got targets.
AP looked pretty good yesterday.
AP does look good, but
is AP a good waiver wire pickup then?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He got 20 carries?
And he
also got a couple targets too.
Exactly, which is very un-AP. Like they usually don't throw to him very often. So I think he is. I think he's kind of the guy that I'd want in Detroit for now. I don't think I'm going to want him towards the end of the season. But again, hey, if you're banking on a guy like Le'Veon Bell, and now he's out for 3 weeks, you can't get P. Ryan, you get AP. Why not?
That could work.
DeAndre whiffed, as he's being called. Brutal.
Go pick up LaVisca Chenault.
Yeah, and Nate's saying go pick up LaVisca Chenault. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So Troy mentioned him earlier. Russell Gage from the Atlanta Falcons, 9 catches, 114 yards, no touchdowns. He rostered in 3.8% of ESPN leagues and 2% Yahoo leagues. Now, I think all three of Julio, Calvin Ridley, and Russell Gage had over 100 yards receiving. Is that going to be sustainable for the season? No.
As soon as Hayden Hurst is actually, familiar and comfortable with that offense and taking those middle of the field targets, Russell Gage is gonna, he's not gonna see nearly that many yards and targets. It's just kind of that Austin Hooper targets is going to Gage right now, and by week 5, it's going to be going to Hayden Hurst. So if you want to grab Gage, he might be good against the Cowboys next week. They're going to have to put up points against the Cowboys because the Cowboys are going to put up points in the Atlanta defense. So next couple of weeks, Gage could be a good play, but I think you'd want to sell him by week 4.
I think that's an offense too that is going to be throwing the ball a lot. And I mean, I don't think we'd be scared to say we see Matt Ryan throw for 350 yards 10 games this year, maybe even more than that. So I mean, he's going to be slinging that ball without the weapons they have out there. So who knows that? I mean, if he keeps those targets, could be a nice little stash on your roster.
All right. And for Dynasty, if these guys aren't selling out or panning out, but if somebody wants them, by all means, sell them. Get whatever you can. If you're spending a couple fab dollars, just get what you can sometimes, right?
Hey, I grabbed Raheem Mostert off the waivers last year, and that's worked out pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And we have some people that say fab doesn't matter, waivers don't matter, but the fact of the matter is, league winners have. Raheem Mostert is a great example. Damian Williams a couple years ago. Remember when everybody was hurting Indy, and I think it was Jonathan Williams was getting plucked off the waiver wire. Was coming in with, I think, back-to-back 100-yard gains. It's pretty solid right there. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ryan Fitzpatrick won me my championship in my home league last year with his incredible performance against the Bengals.
Exactly. And would you pay for him $1?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're good to go. Does anyone have anything else?
This is probably
one more.
I'll go for it.
What do you say? You got it, Chef. I heard you first.
So, this is kind of a little gross take here, but what about Peyton Barber? 17 touches. Who would have thought? Only
Dougie's
Dougie
boy.
Buckets, man. Dougie Buckets called that.
Doug called it. And you know what the funny thing is? What I don't understand, and Porkman, this is not a jab at you. Antonio Gibson actually looked good at the beginning of the game, and they just stopped. Yeah, they just stopped giving him the ball. Like the first couple runs, I think he had decent runs, and then they're like, we'll just give it to Peyton Barber.
Maybe because he was a rookie, they just trying to break him in a little bit. I think they'll give him a little bit more touches now that AP is not there.
They should. I mean, he was running pretty good, and also J.D. McKissick looked to be a waiver wire flop last week. I think he had one carry for like -2 yards or one carry for 2 yards, something like that. It was nothing.
So much for being a starter, huh?
Yeah. Saquon rushing like negative yards like 8 times. So, I mean.
That wasn't his fault, though.
No,
I'm just saying. That is rough. Watching that game was rough.
Yeah.
Watching that game and the Titans-Broncos game was rough. I mean, I was up till 2 a.m. watching kickers miss field goals.
You stayed up? You watched that whole Titans-Broncos game?
Yeah.
I watched maybe the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the first quarter. Pork, you got one more guy?
Yeah, one more. Gronkowski looked absolutely terrible on Sunday. So you might have to get yourself some OJ Howard because he actually didn't look too bad. Scored a touchdown. Tom Brady loves throwing to his tight ends if they're good. If they're terrible, he just won't throw it to them at all. And he was having a little bit of issues throwing the ball to some of his receivers. So at least it looks like OJ Howard is a tight end to have there and not Gronk. Maybe Gronk a little bit later when he gets, back in football shape because, he's definitely not right now. But, yeah, OJ Howard for
sure. Nate, question for you with David and Njoku going on IR. Who is your favorite tight end there? It's going to step
Harrison
up now.
Bryant, who it is. Well, but I mean, I like Harrison Bryant as a dynasty stash. Not for this year. Who knows even for next year? I mean, Austin Hooper's got that big contract. But I'm not a fan of anybody on the Browns offense. I used to be a Nick Chubb fan, but after Kareem Hunt's usage on Sunday,
that hurt me in a lot of places.
There's too many mouths to feed on that offense. They're all going to eat into each other. No one's going to win your league on that offense. Stay away. Stay away.
Yeah, but in all fairness, they were playing against a pretty damn good defense too. They got down early. They had to force things, and also J.K. Dobbins giving the old finger to Mark Ingram owners yesterday, which also hurt me in a lot of places too. Like every redraft league I'm in, I got screwed.
Yeah, and I mean, Kareem Hunt had 13 rushing attempts, and Nick Chubb only had 10. And then when you go to targets, Hunt had 6 targets, and Chubb had 1. Yeah. I mean, it's rough. It doesn't look like
small Chubb there, Chef. Sorry, bud.
But here's the thing. I don't think Chev's wrong about Nick Chubb. Chev's right as far as he has the talent.
No, he does.
We've seen it. So you're absolutely right to be, you're loving on the guy. But if it's one of those things where if it's going to be a week in, week out thing where you can't guess what the hell they're going to do with this guy, you got to cut him loose, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, I'll think about that as well.
Chubb really hurt me in the championship last year, too. So back-to-back performances where we get like 7 points, it really, really hurts my soul, man. I'm going to bench him. I got to put in Jonathan Taylor this week over him. And it really hurts me to say, I miss my little Chubb, boys. I miss that guy.
All right. So does anyone have anybody else before we head out? Porkman, did you have anyone?
Nah, I think that's everything.
All right, Chev, you?
I will say this: a little rewind for the Dynasty Rewind. We haven't done one of these in a while. Last year, a year from today, Antonio Brown caught his touchdown from Tom Brady.
Oh,
Mm.
His
Oh.
last touchdown.
the memories.
Oh, the good days.
Wow. How things have changed in a year, huh?
Right.
It's
Big
crazy.
facts.
He's still not picked up anywhere, too.
Do you guys like Paris Campbell?
I do.
I love Paris Campbell.
I think he's a good pickup. I think he's only rostered in, let's see, 29.8% of ESPN leagues. He's the next Keenan Allen for Rivers.
I'll take that.
And he
Yeah.
looked fast. And speaking, you talked about Jonnu Smith too. He looked fast as hell last night.
Yeah.
Like
He was
faster
going
than
screens.
he did the year before.
Love me some Jonnu Smith, man.
Love some tight end screens, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
We saw a lot
Caden
of that.
Smith has some two
Yo,
tight
you
end
see that
screens.
truck stick?
Yeah,
He trucked somebody crazy last night. That was wild.
super athlete, boys.
I think in
Yeah.
Dynasty, Caden Smith is the New York Giant tight end to own. I mean, obviously Ingram has a lot more value, and he could do well on a different team. He has his 5th-year option already been picked up, so he'll be there 2 years. But with his injury history, he didn't show up last night, so. I mean, Caden Smith is more than serviceable, and if Ingram misses any time, Caden Smith will be a very good person to have on your bench.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Well, hey, listen, before we head out, just want to talk about if you ever want to tame your little chub. Do you have a moose near the caboose that needs to be tamed? I'm talking hairy, big, and needs some support. Porkman, don't look at me because you make me laugh every time I do it. Thankfully, our sponsor today, Manscaped, has you covered to keep that hair looking nice and trimmed and feeling fully supported. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Beluga, did you hear that? That's your moose asking for Manscaped. I thought beluga was a whale, but here we are. Also want to give shout out. Mooses come from Canada, I guess. So shout out to the True North crew. The Manscaped engineering team just perfected the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created, the Lawnmower 3.0. The premium Lawnmower 3.0 is waterproof, includes an LED light, and is made with advanced skin-safe technology, which reduces nicks and cuts on your delicates. You can get this trimmer inside their Perfect Package 3.0, which also includes the Manscaped Crop Preserver, ball deodorant, and the Crop Reviver ball toning spray because your balls need to be toned, apparently. Both super practical, and they smell great, too. Chev, hold that paper back up for me if you can, because I want you to see this, what you get in that package as well. Plus, for a limited time, when you order the Perfect Package kit, you get this awesome newspaper thing right here that says "We Save Balls," and you get 2 free gifts, not 1 but 2: the Shed travel bag and the Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs, which are fantastic, by the way. There's a preserver. The Manscaped anti-chafing cooling boxer briefs might be one of my favorite parts of the collection. The boxer briefs have optimal temperature control with crop cooling technology while keeping your pride and joy supported. The waistband is also super elastic to reduce chafing, rubbing. Plus, when your girl sees this logo, she knows that she's got a real Manscaped man or guy, whatever you're into. We don't judge here. Pair these boxer briefs with their pH balancing liquid products like the Crop Preserver, and you're ready for anything. You need to try this out for yourself. So get 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com and using the promo code PORK20. Again, 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. So thank you to everybody for watching us tonight and hanging out with us. Hit up Thrive Fantasy, hit up Manscaped, hit up Dynasty Owner, all the people that are helping us come to you. Does anybody else have anything they want to say before we head out?
Follow us on YouTube. A little challenge going on, right?
That's right. Follow us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the pod. Follow on YouTube. We're going to set you guys up real good. More info on that Friday night at 9 p.m. when we are back. So till then, everybody, do you guys anything else? We good?
One thing, just remember, I know it's redundant, but it's Thursday. Make sure you put take the guys out of your flex that play on Thursday and put them in the main position.
That's right.
That might be a hard game to watch.
Yeah, I'm probably going to sleep through it.
Yes.
I mean, I'm excited to watch Joe Burrow, but it might be a hard game to watch.
Austin Seibert go from one team to the next team.
So when you are watching this game on Thursday night, please leave Garrett Price alone. Okay? Let him have his 3 hours.
Cyber's going to hit a game winner against his old team. I'm going to throw it out there. I mean, it happened last night where you missed 3 kicks. You get the opportunity to hit another one. I'm going to go out on a limb and call that one.
All right.
All
Perfect.
right, you heard it first.
All right. We putting that on the board? No, not on the board.
I will say, Dallas Goedert.
Looking
Looks
good,
good.
Chev. By the way,
Easy.
if Zach Ertz keeps short arming passes like that are only intended for him, you're going to see me driving down to the NovaCare complex and slapping the
there we
shit out of
go.
a fully grown athlete. But hey, until
There
then,
we go
everybody,
again.
thank you again for watching us. Until Friday night, be kind, please rewind. Thanks for watching.